Second one today. I've been able to get some blackberries in between on my bike. I've just invented this, just a cottagey type of barn and some outbuildings here, a couple of figures, a bit of a stream going through here and some trees going off into the distance here. I will see what we make of this. So, oops, sorry, I'll just move that. I'll wet the paper all over. I've got an angle poised lamp on this one. I'll just see if it's getting quite dull today. Although nice weather seems to be coming to an end. So we'll just give it a nice wet. Right, just let that soak in a bit. While that's wet, we'll give it a bit of a washing with some raw sienna, just to unify everything here, over the water as well. Right, get a bit of blue in there, a bit of alizarin mixed in with the blue, a nice sky colour. Loosen up the paint a bit. And then I'll just warm up the horizon a little bit. A bit of alizarin. See what happens to that. A bit of cloud. For cloud, I tend to use ultramarine and light red. And we'll just put those in here, leaving some of this very light raw sienna cloud to shine through. Okay, just a bit darker at the top there. There are loads of ways to make greys. You can use alizarin with Payne's grey, you can use ultramarine with burnt umber, all sorts of combinations, whatever you find works for you. Right, I'll just reclip that. When you wet the paper, of course, it expands, so keep it nice and flat. Now I'm going to put in the foreground here. I think quite a warmish colour, so red. And we can vary this. The bank there. Just show some variation in the colours of this. I'm watching the athletics, the finish of the world athletics championships, which has just started with the marathon. Love athletics. So we'll get in with some darker. Just mixing your primaries. Loads of yellow and just I'll etch into this in a minute. Some real nice good darks in now. if you're going to etch grasses into this sort of thing, you need to make them fairly dark so that they, when you scrape out, they actually register against the white paint, because all you're doing is squeezing the paint out of the paper. That'll do. I'll do that. Now I'll put some heavier foliage on just in here, like bushes. Bit more yellow on there. I've watched a lot of this athletics, but the crowds at this wonderful stadium seem to be very sparse at times, as if they don't really appreciate this wonderful showcase of human endeavour. Oh, just a bit of a hedgerow there. And then we'll just add some. Right. I think I'll put some background in now behind those buildings. I want to paint around the buildings, so I can paint those in now. Just get the roofs in. I'm going to use 1 inch flat for these. So a bit of raw sienna, a bit of red. Bit of shadow in there. Light coming from behind. Put some shadow on the side of the barn here. So even there you can vary the colour. I'll put in some doors and windows later. So slightly vary the colour of the other side of this. And then a bit of shadow under the roof. Let that bleed into the mix. I'll give a thickness to the roof overhanging, I hope. Right, a bit of sienna on there. Not so sure about that now. Oh dear. let's put some darker blue on these here. Trying to get lots of colours into this roof here. I've not made a very good job of that one, but that one's not so bad. So that's in the light, so let's just put that in there as light. Oops, it's red. I mean yellow. Right, that's dry over the other side. I'll use an inch brush. When I bought these two brushes, 1.5 inch brush. If I'd seen it as 3/4, I might have got it, but they're both useful. So let's just put in some doors. A bit of detail there. Right, okay. I'll do some background now. I'll just put in some blue colour behind to show a bit of distance. Down to the horizon there. And I'll go over this with some other trees. I'll just try and paint around that. Just using light red and ultra. Just leave some spaces for birds to fly through, bird holes. A bit risky that. I'll do my flat. I don't want to go too far over. Good idea, just to leave that little bit of light around the buildings if you can. Right, let's do the same for these other ones, but slightly warmer. Just a little bit bigger. Let's put a bit of detail in here. Well, let that dry enough. I'll just put this in here and see where we go. So there'll be darkish grass here because it's behind the barns. Now coming more into the light. There's a bit of the river there, so we've got a bit of shadow in the bank. That I don't like, that roof is going just a little bit downhill, so just reinstate that there. And then back. Just hit and miss. A bit of dark in there where I'm at here. I want to put a bit over here now. I'm not very happy with that. Just a little bit of interest in there, just to show that there's something going on there, just broken ground. Got some real dark in there now. Right. That's a bit of a mess there, isn't it? I might clean that off and do that again in a minute. They're okay, I'm quite pleased with that. I'll just put in some trunks, some trees now, these sort of wintry trees. Don't get them all the same. Be easier said than done, but I'll use a rigger for the rest of it. I'll go over the top of them with a bit more foliage. Oops. I'll put in a bit of dark there. So a bit of ivy in there. Now these are lighter, so more blue in these. Good thing to remember that the trees need quite a bit of a base to hold them up, so don't make them too thin. And branches go in front of other branches, and why did I do that? That'll do. Now what I was going to do is to take a bit, just put that, I was going to take a bit of that out. That looked a bit horrible. That looks better already. Just put a little bit back. I can just put it like a brick line of. Yeah, that's it. Right, I'll just go into there with a little bit of harder stuff. Go over some darker blue and brown umber. and they're warmer there. They're okay. Right, let's do something with this here. Just re-wet the paper, but don't move the paint. Underneath we've got some bit of blue in there. Use some lights, bit of sienna. Then we've got this nice bluey colour, blue and brown, but don't put it in dark. Then we've got these darks in here for the reflection of the bank. Just trying to reflect the bank behind. Now you probably won't see those, but you'd see a bit of this background coming through. The houses are too far set back from the bank, so there won't be much detail in that. How's that coming on? I'll give that a dry. Right, now to give it scale, I will put in just some figures, just a wave figure on the bank. I'll put him here because he'll show up there. I only do these because they give scale to the landscape. To the buildings. You know how big things are by this compared to the size of a person. So we'll just put somebody minding his own business here. A wintry sort of scene. They're yakking to each other across the lake. Just adds a bit of something. That's it, that'll do. Couple of birds. And signature, we'll put it in a mountain to see what it's like. It's just a sketch of, another way of saying I don't know what to paint for the moment. I've done everything else to death. I'll just make something up. It's good to doodle. I'm not copying anything. There's nothing on the computer screen. It's just a doodle. Not great, but Let's come out of that. You can see if I go back right into it, you'll see what I've done. Just an old farm building, trees behind, some ivy here and there, just indicated, not a portrait. And we've got those cottages there, well, farm buildings, outbuildings, water going by through the river, separating it, or stream, and two friends just talking across it, shouting at each other. They just give it a bit of scale and a bit of interest. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.